What people need to come here with is a spirit of exploration. I mean, the fact that it was a former state psychiatric hospital is pretty unique when you think about why would somebody voluntarily go to a place like that. Most of the property here is centered around the main building behind me, which was called Building 50 for some reason. But when it was first built, it was the main hospital building, and it's built on the Kirkbride plan, which is a very specific design for these asylums from the 1800s. So it was first completed and the first patients moved in the end of 1885. And then it was in use for almost 100 years, up until the 1970s, when this building started getting mothballed and the state was slowly working its way toward shutting the entire facility down, which they did in 1989. So basically from 1989 until 2002, when we acquired part of the property, the buildings just sat here slowly falling apart and decaying. And that was really when the community started to come together and say, hey, if we don't do something soon, we're going to lose these buildings forever. We've kind of gone through this process of one bite at a time, working our way from this way all the way to the north to one bite at a time redevelop Building 50, and then in the process bring other buildings online, like where Leftfoot Charlie is. We have an urban winery, the Higher Grounds Coffee Roasting, the Pleasanton Bakery, all these other outbuildings that are part of the historic support buildings for the old hospital are now being repurposed as well. I think what a lot of people enjoy doing the first time they're visiting the village, I think it's really good to try to schedule a guided historic tour that allows them to get a first-hand look up close in some of the unrenovated buildings down in the steam tunnels. You get a dialogue about what's the purpose and significance of the different parts of the campus. There's miles and miles of trails that offer commanding views of downtown Traverse City and Grand Traverse Bay. And the hundreds of acres of parkland are a great opportunity to see something that's right in the city of Traverse City, but probably someplace you've never seen before. We give people an opportunity to learn more about the facility, more about the history, and actually have a nice time while they're here. A glass of wine, a cup of coffee, a mug of beer. One of the greatest dining experiences in Traverse City happens to be right here in this wild and unusual place.